the 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada are set to go into effect. Some Canadian coffee shops are responding by changing the name of the Americano drink to Canadiano. Kevin O'Leary joins me. Seems like Canadians are really united against America. How can we get the relationship back on track after this?
Well, actually, this reaction in Canada has mostly to do with the constant barbs that Trump is throwing at Trudeau, who's still in power for another 22 days. There's a very negative relationship there, and it's just gotten worse because Trudeau has been putting out posts while he's in Europe, stirring up anti-Trump sentiment. These guys never liked each other, and Trudeau has nothing to lose. He's been basically kicked out by his party, so he's just in his last days causing a tremendous amount of angst. And so Trump keeps going with let's buy it as the 51st state, and that has made Canadians crazy. But the truth is that that is not being discussed at all. That's not part of the actual narrative that's occurring as we speak, Stuart, in Washington, D.C. Because there's no leadership in Canada at the federal level, there's no active prime minister that's relevant. It's a void. And so what's occurred is all of the premiers of the different provinces that have different agendas. Ontario's different than Alberta, for example. They're the giant behemoths in terms of economies, and Saskatchewan for energy as well. They're down with their teams trying to focus on a new deal, if you want to call it NAFTA 3. There's a slight chance this whole thing gets punted till April 2nd after the report comes out on the impact of tariffs on Canada and Mexico. But this nationalism in Canada is the noise. It's not the signal.
Got it. I want your take on the Zelensky and Trump spat in the Oval Office last Friday. What was your take on the very tense backwards and forwards?
These kinds of discussions over the generations of leaders, whether it's as far back as the First World War, have always occurred. The difference here is no one's ever seen sausage being made. And so this is a very transparent administration. Trump has just been very open. And you saw for the first time in modern times what really goes on behind closed doors. Now, you may not like it, but that is nothing new. And so, you know, frankly, having the cameras there, that's just Trump's style. And he's not changing. I get it. But what's on the table here is very interesting. Because as a result of that, you saw the British step up on Sunday and put in billions, committed billions in equipment and spending. Trump has been needling NATO to put more money on the table because, frankly, the most impact if Russia keeps squeezing into Ukraine are the European countries around it, not the United States. And so he is trying to get more spending out of there, and he was successful in getting the British to commit. Now, Zelensky still wants a U.S. deal, and I think he'll get one. Now, if you don't like sausage being made, don't watch anymore.
It's probably going to be behind closed doors in future, I would guess at that anyway. Let's deal with this quickly. Frank McCourt has announced that Reddit, the co-founder of Reddit, Alexis Ohanian, is going to join your bid to acquire TikTok. Why was Alexis brought into this, Kevin? Do you need the money?
No. He is such an... So what we're really concerned about with this deal is what happens to the creators on the platform, particularly the 6.5 million small businesses in America that generate over $11 billion with the revenue on it. That's where the value is. And Reddit is well known amongst the creator community, and he is a legend within social media. So it makes sense to bring him here because Frank's dealing with something even bigger than just TikTok that's been at the bottom and the root of problems on social media, which got TikTok in trouble in the first place. Who owns the consumer data? Because all the litigation that occurs from sovereign countries against Meta and Google and everything else, you saw constant litigation there, and at the state level in the U.S., is around ownership of data. So we want to try and solve that problem at the same time. And this whole Reddit deal is part of that. We'll see what happens. Still no idea what's going to happen. April 5th is the deadline. There'll be no more extension. We'll have to wait and see.
You better answer your phone, Kevin, because I think that's you.
That's TikTok calling right now.
I knew it. We'll see you later, Kevin. Good luck, man.
Take care. Bye-bye.